Thank you so much for joining us for another edition of All Angles. I'm Dion Jackson Miller, and a very special welcome to our viewers on oneswatmedia.com. So some public sector unions have already signed the latest wage and fringe benefits agreement with the government, but other groups have not. So we're focusing on public sector wage negotiations this evening. Joining us, we have General Secretary of the Trade Union Congress, Barrington Dawes. Also with us, President of the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions and the General Secretary at JALGO, the Jamaica Association of Local Government Officers, Helene Davis White. The President and founder of the United Union of Jamaica, James Francis, is also with us, as is General Secretary of the Union of Schools, Agricultural and Allied Workers, Keith Comrie. Just before we get to our guests, though, here's TVJ's Vashon Brown with this overview.
Some public sector unions have signed the latest wage and fringe benefits agreement for a 16% increase over 4 years. The unions that have signed so far include the Bustamante Industrial Trade Union, the National Workers Union, the Jamaica Civil Service Association, the Jamaica Association of Local Government Officers, as well as the Trade Union Congress. Several unions have not yet signed on, including the University and Allied Workers Union, UAWU, the Union of Technical, Administrative and Supervisory Personnel, the Union of Schools, Agricultural and Allied Workers, the United Union of Jamaica. The UAWU temporarily withdrew from the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions recently, accusing the federation of not acting in the best interest of government-paid workers. We spoke to First Vice President of the UAWU, Clifton Grant, last week, who argued that more time should have been spent negotiating a proper contract that give workers more.
What in this current contract is a 5% in year 1, 2% in year 2, 4% in year 3, and 5% in year 4. And we are saying that if that is the only adjustment that can be given and a fixed wage, then we should seek to get benefits for the workers that will back up whatever they receive in their fixed income.
Mr. Grant also pointed out that the salary increase workers will get under the current agreement is not adequate.
Last time we agreed on a minimum adjustment of $1,000 per week. So if the person at $10,000 not going to get $1,000 adjustment over 2 years, everybody down the bottom is going to end up with nothing. And when you look on the benefits, they are not going to get any benefit to back up that minimal adjustment to their income.
In the meantime, the Central Executive of the Police Federation held talks with its delegates island-wide on Tuesday regarding the breakdown in wage talks with the Ministry of Finance. In a communique to its members today, the Federation said it has rejected the government's latest offer of 16% over 4 years. It explained that under the government's proposal, a constable would see an increase of $3,000 in year 1 and $10,000 per month for the next 3 years. The Federation said this is unacceptable. The Central Executive has urged its members to remain patient while it crafts a counter-proposal for submission to the government. Vashon Brown for All Angles.
Thank you so very much, Vashon. Okay, so where to start? Let me start with Keith Comrie. One of the trade unionists not entirely happy. Why not entirely happy, Mr. Comrie?
One, the officers' core of the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Union ignore the Union of School, Agriculture and Allied Workers proposal concerning the heads of agreement. And when we look at it, we were isolated from the final part of the whole negotiation process. The heads of agreement, the draft, we did not see. And this we see as a breach of the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Union Charter.
Stick up in. What do you mean you never saw the draft? The draft heads of agreement?
Right.
We was never sent to your union, you're saying?
Never sent to us until Tuesday in the afternoon. And the final draft come after, when I make several inquiries about it.
All right, so you say you were sidelined, never saw the draft heads of agreement, and that's
right.
That's
and
essentially
we believe
your
that
issue?
we were isolated.
Yeah.
right, and ignore, because immediately after the executive meeting on the 24th, we went ahead and studied what were discussed at the meeting and tried to consult with our constituents. And in doing that, we replied to the president. We have written to the president of the Confederation with our position. And from that, the communication system breakdown between us and the Confederation.
All right, hold that. Let me go to Mr. Francis and ask him for his issues. Mr. Francis?
Yes?
Why your union not happy?
Well, I am not really happy about the percentage off over the 4-year period. And I think more time was needed to have it thrashed out a little more in detail. We have actually met at the Confederation, as the brother here has just pointed out, and we had some discussion in terms of the 4-year agreement and things. But I had expected that the body of the Confederation, prior to signing off with the Ministry of Finance or whoever it was, I don't know. I have not seen anything yet. Nothing has come to me to sign. And
When you say that, what do you mean? Did you see the draft heads of agreement?
I have not even seen it up to now.
Okay.
So,
so you are unhappy with the offer, you're saying?
yes, we are not with the offer.
And you're also saying you also believe you were out of the loop?
Yes.
What you say, how you hesitate, so you're trying to figure out if you were out of the loop or not?
I beg your pardon?
Did you feel you were part of the process?
No, up to now, no, I don't think so.
All right.
But we had a discussion at the Confederation level. We were looking at the whole thing with a view to probably go back, approach the government about the wage thing, because, you know,
so you weren't out of the loop
account.
then if you're having discussions? You weren't out of the loop then if you were having discussions?
Well, a discussion at the Confederation level. But the question of signing, and the signing was done, or what signing was done, I don't know about it. I was not invited. I was not informed that the Confederation president and some unions would be going to sign, you know. So, to date, I'm disappointed about it. And we think that this discussion, with the police rejecting their thing now, and so on, we might have to look at the thing with a view to go back to the government and probably throw out this agreement.
Throw out what agreement? You don't have an agreement though. You haven't signed anything.
No. But the agreement that we understand that has been signed.
But you can't throw that out. You're not a party to it.
Well, if we don't agree with it, we just don't agree with it.
All right. I tell you what, hold that point. Let's just go to break. When we come back, we'll also hear from Mr. Dawes and, of course, the president of the JCTU with us as well. Stay with us. Remember our hashtag TVJ All Angles. Soon come.